What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pitching Ninja's filthiest pitches of the day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with Will Leahey. What's up, Will?
Boom! Ninja, ready to take on the day, man. I might not look like it, but I'm ready to take this thing down. Let's go.
Yeah, you kind of look like
Come on, that's BS, and you know it, Ninja.
Everybody out there, make sure to hit that subscribe button because you love these videos and you never want to miss them. We're going to start with the whip around the league. I'm going to start with Keaton Winn, who had 4 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up 1 run. He had this fastball, including this two-seamer, and this painted slider. He faced Trevor Rogers, who had 8 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run, had this sinker and changeups. Pablo Lopez had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, these fastballs and sweepers. And he faced Albert Suarez, who looked really solid. He had 4 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up no runs and 3 hits. His fastball up to 97 miles an hour, and this wicked breaking ball. And I definitely had some Orioles fans reach out to me. They were pretty pumped up about Suarez. Bailey Falter had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this elevated heater. Faced Luis Severino, who had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up no earned runs. He had this heater and dead zone cutter. And his ERA this year is now 2.14, a very Sevy-like 2.14. Tarek Skubal had 6 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. He had these heaters and this 91-mile-an-hour slider that was wicked, as well as these changeups. He faced Dane Dunning, who had 5 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Had this cutter, sliders, and changeup. Max Fried didn't have a lot of Ks yesterday, only had 2 in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. His ERA this year is a very unfried-like 7.71. He did have this beautiful curveball, and he faced JP France, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this sweeper, cutter, and curveball. Brady Singer had 5 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these sliders and sinkers. Brady Sinker. He faced Jonathan Cannon, which is a fantastic pitcher's name, who had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits, had the sinker and changeup. Interestingly, Cannon was relieved by Jordan Leisure, who oddly actually threw harder than the man Cannon. How is your name Leisure and you're throwing harder than Cannon? That doesn't make any sense. Kevin Gausman had 6 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 1 run. His fastballs were up to 98 miles an hour, and this is a big welcome change for Kevin Gausman because I was wondering about his fastball velo, and it looks all the way back. He also had this wicked splitter. He faced Marcus Stroman, who had 2 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and this fastball at the knees, as well as this slider to Vladdy off the plate. And yeah, Vladdy chased this, but I did an overlay of Stroman's slider and sinker, and you can see why Vladdy might swing at a slider off the plate. Just don't blame it all on his discipline. Jake Irvin had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up no runs, had these fastballs, and he faced Landon Knack, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these sliders and changeups. I keep thinking of My Sharona every time I hear Landon Knack.
For those of you born after 1985, the Knack were the ones who sang My Sharona, an absolute classic.
You may remember Landon Knack, or some people that follow me on X may remember him, because during the COVID season, he's one of those guys who asked me for a shout out to make sure he would be seen by scouts, and now he's in the major leagues. Another guy who did this was Bobby Miller, so they're both on the same team too, which is pretty cool. Paul Blackburn had 7 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. Had his 2-seamer, changeup, and dead zone cutter. He faced Steven Matz, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 5 runs. Had this elevated 2-seamer and changeup. Brandon Pfaadt had 6 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. He had this paintish 2-seamer and a painted 2-seamer. He faced Jordan Wicks, who had 5 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these fastballs and changeups. His changeup, again, looked really solid. Speaking of looking really solid, Bryce Miller was outstanding yesterday with 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up only 1 run. That 1 run was on a home run, so that doesn't count. He K'd folks mostly on his combo of 2-seamers and 4-seamers, and I thought his 2-seamer looked really good. I know he's known for his 4-seamer. The 2-seam fastball is wicked. He also had this nasty slider. And I love this. He was just terrorizing Jonathan India. And here's an overlay of two painted fastballs. You see how identical they are. These were both in the same at bat. He faced Andrew Abbott, who had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs, had these paintish fastballs and this sweeper. Michael Waka Flocka Flame had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs and had these changeups. And he faced Eric Fetty. Yeah, baby. Who had 5 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up no runs and had these sinkers and cutters. Christopher Sanchez was fantastic yesterday. Love this stuff. He had 10 Ks in 6 innings, giving up no earned runs. He had his sinkers, sliders, and changeups, and his changeup is a freaking weapon. He is a very underrated pitcher. And he faced Ryan Feltner, who had 8 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs. But on the plus side, he did lead the day in swings and misses with 21. He had these changeups and sliders. Reed Detmers was really solid yesterday. Again, he had 4 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 earned run. His ERA on the season is now 1.19. Is this Reed Detmers' breakout season? Detmers had this elevated fastball and nasty sliders. And he faced Zach Littell, who had 7 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these two-seamers and splitters. He also had this dramatic showdown with Anthony Rendon, who actually was calling his shot here. Look at him pointing to the outfield. Instead, he K'd looking. Michael King was really, really good yesterday with 10 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run on only 2 hits, and took a no-hitter deep into this game. He had these heaters, changeups, and sweepers. And here's an overlay of his slider and sweeper, just so you can see the difference in movement between these two pitches. But King is outstanding. I was waiting for him to break out with a high K game, and there he goes. He faced Bryce Wilson, who was also really good yesterday. 2 Ks in 3 2/3 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits, and these nasty cutters. Ben Lively had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. No, he's not married to Ryan Reynolds. He had these fastballs, including this painted two-seamer, as well as his slider and curveball. And this one where he yelled a bad word
Bad miss to strike him out and retire.
because it came after a balk that was called on him.
Ninja, can you explain why this is a balk?
He went into the windup, didn't declare it with the home plate umpire, and that is an automatic balk under the rules. And it's not even that ticky-tack. I mean, it is the rules. Like, this is what happened. I know everyone was wondering. I thought that that's why it was, and then I heard the press conference after the game, and yep, that's what it was. And he faced yesterday's filthiest pitcher of the day,
Yeah, he did.
the incredible Tanner Houck. Holy crap, what a great outing from Tanner Houck. A 9-strikeout shutout in 1 hour and 49 minutes, which was the fastest game since 2010. It made me work really fast. He only threw 94 pitches, had these sinkers, these sliders, and splitters, and they were all on point. I mean, look at the movement of these sliders. And then I did an overlay of this slider and splitter, and holy f***ing shit, what do you do as a hitter here? This is disgusting. Absolute filth from Tanner Houck. Will, what do you feel about your man, Tanner Houck?
Listen, Ninja, I don't know if this is temporary or if Houck is just the best pitcher in baseball now. He's always had the stuff. He was dealing with some injuries. He got some back surgery a couple of years ago, and he was also coming out of the pen, but now he's a starter, and he just looks sensational. He's throwing Madduxes now. It's awesome to see, man. It's his first complete game, and I'm thinking maybe they just leave him in every game now.
I think that's a great plan. You know, he's always been one of my guys because of his filthy movement, but he's always had those lapses where he blew it. And, it's just frustrating. But guys mature, and his stuff is really good. It's always been really good. He's definitely got that right-handed Chris Sale thing going. He doesn't have the intimidation factor that Sale does, but I love his stuff, and it's great to see a breakout. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Brian Abreu had this pitch where, to me, if the hitter's going to walk off, just call it a strike. I mean, no one's going to notice. You're not doing anything except showing up everybody on the baseball field or showing off your strike zone incompetency by not calling this a strike.
You just look like an ass.
You do. He did follow it up with this slider for a sword. Jose Alvarado had this wicked cutter. Michael Grove had this filth. and had the announcer call a sword. I love it.
For this.
Sword.
Jake Diekman had this sweeper. Prince Albert had this curveball. Will, why is he called Prince Albert?
Well, because his mother decided to name him Pierce Johnson.
Yeah, I go crossing my legs again. Camilo Doval had this wicked slider. Sixto Sanchez had this changeup and fastball. Brock Stewart had this fastball and sweeper. Gabe Spire K'd the side on these sliders. Craig Kimbrel had this absolutely disgusting knuckle curve. Ian Hamilton had these slambios. Hunter Harvey had a pair of 99-mile-an-hour heaters. Josh Hader K'd the side. Is Josh Hader back? Maybe. Hayden Wesneski had these filthy sweepers. And medieval Mason Miller had this 102-mile-an-hour gas and also K'd a hitter with these 100-mile-an-hour heaters. That's boring stuff for Mason Miller. We want to see 102 or you don't get featured, Mason. No, he's going to get featured every time he's out there. So this is what happened to me. I'm literally drinking bourbon at a bar around the corner from me, swear. I noticed the A's are going into the top of the ninth inning. I'm like, they're going to put Mason Miller in. And I'm like, I got to run. Patricia, you handle this. And I did. Ran back home, watched Mason Miller pitch because that's what a pitching ninja does.
He walks out on the tab and leaves his wife with it.
That happened. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day. At number 5, it's not going to be a pitch. It's going to be a combo. We have Abner Uribe with this nasty two-seamer as well as this ridiculous play. This is the second time Abner Uribe has been featured for a great play here this season. At number 4, Yennier Cano for this absolutely disgusting sinker. Look at that thing drop. At number 3, we have Bryce Miller and his two-seamers. At number 2, we have Justin Lawrence getting 3 Schwartz here. And we're going to call this an Excalibur K as he destroys Kyle Schwarber, who just didn't know what hit him. And at number 1, we have the incredible Tanner Houck for his splitters, sliders, pretty much everything, just walking the face of the earth. Tanner, you're a nasty man. And now, my pitching ninja moment of Zen. I love Todd Jones here describing him getting heckled in Colorado after he was terrible that season by home fans. Listen to this all-time heckle.
63 hits in 34 innings.
Just asking.
Yeah. What? No, that wasn't my opinion. No. I did have a fan lean over the stands one night, honestly, and asked me if I was sure I was right-handed.
My picks of the day today are 3-leg parlay. I'm going to start out with a same-game parlay of Jack Leiter and Kenta Maeda, both for 5Ks or more, and then top it off with Logan Webb for 5Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?